There's a moment in everyone's life, quiet and invisible to the world, when you feel a stirring within. It's a whisper that says, there is more to you than this. It might come during a low season, a silent night, or even in the midst of apparent success. But it arrives like thunder inside your soul. That's the moment the giant begins to awaken. You weren't born to live in mediocrity. You weren't meant to just survive. Deep within, you were created to lead, to grow, to rise. But somewhere, along the path, you accepted limits that weren't yours to carry. The truth is, most people live far below their potential, not because they lack resources, but because they've allowed their inner voice to be drowned by fear, doubt, and social programming. You were not born to settle, you were born to soar. Your future is not written in stone. It is sculpted by your decisions. We are all the authors of our lives, but for many, the pen has been handed over to circumstances, parents past, traumas, or excuses. If you want to reclaim your life, you must reclaim your power. And that power begins with one truth. Change is always possible. Transformation doesn't require a perfect plan. It begins with a decision, a line in the sand. A declaration to the world and, more importantly, to yourself, I will no longer live below what I was meant to be. A new life is just a new decision away. From this moment forward, you're no longer a passive observer of life. The architect, you're the leader. And though your external world may not shift overnight, your internal revolution has already begun. Asterisk, what shapes your destiny isn't the conditions of your life, it's the choices you make in response. Every moment, we are making decisions. What to believe, how to act, what meaning to give things. These decisions seem small, but over time they stack and form the architecture of our future. You can't control the wind, but you can control the sail. Life throws obstacles, but whether you rise or crumble is determined by your decisions, not your conditions. It's not about resources, it's about resourcefulness. One decision can change everything. Think of the person who decided one day to quit smoking, or the one who said enough, I deserve better, and left a toxic relationship. It wasn't gradual. It was a moment of clarity that led to a new direction. But here's the truth most avoid. Indecision is also a decision. A choice to stay the same, a choice to delay your growth. Every time you put off your breakthrough, you're robbing your future self of greatness. To truly master life, you must take control of 3 core decisions. What to focus on, what meaning. To give it, what to do about it. Focus is power. Whatever you consistently give your attention to becomes your reality. Meaning creates emotion, and emotion drives action. Choose differently, and your life begins to bend in new directions. Great lives aren't born, they're built, one intentional decision at a time. Asterisk, the world you see is not the world as it is, but as you believe it to be. Your beliefs act like invisible lenses, filtering your experiences and expectations. Some people walk through life feeling small, weak, or broken, not because they are, because they've been conditioned to believe it. Beliefs are not truths. They are interpretations. And the most dangerous beliefs are the ones we don't even realize we hold. You don't see life as it is. You see it as you are. If someone believes they're not good enough, that belief will sabotage opportunities, relationships, and goals. It's not fate or misfortune, it's the self-fulfilling prophecy of a disempowering belief. But here's the breakthrough. Beliefs are nothing more than ideas reinforced by emotion and repetition. And anything that can be learned can be unlearned. Ask yourself, what have I accepted as truth that's holding me back? Who told me I wasn't capable? Why do I believe that I must suffer before I succeed? True transformation begins with challenging these inner programs. You don't need to wait for proof. You can choose a new belief right now and begin living from that place. The mind will find evidence for whatever it believes, so choose beliefs that serve you. Empowering beliefs don't just change what you think, they change who you become. Believe that you are worthy. Believe that you are strong. Believe that your past was preparation, not a prison. Once you upgrade your beliefs, you upgrade your life. Asterisk, emotions are the fuel of your life. They either drive you forward with passion and power or pull you under with fear, anger, and doubt. Most people wait for emotions to happen to them, like the weather. But the truth is, you can learn to command your emotional state, just like an artist chooses their colors. You are not your emotions. You are the master of them. Every emotion is a message. Anger tells you something feels unjust. Fear warns of perceived danger. Frustration tells you you're close to a breakthrough. But rather than react blindly, you can respond consciously. You hold the remote control to your inner world. Don't you? Feel confidence? Straighten your back. Breathe deeply. Move with certainty. Speak with power. Motion is created by motion. Shift your physiology, and you shift your feelings. People chase happiness as if it's a destination. But it's not found at the end of a journey, it's cultivated in every moment. Gratitude, for instance, is a super emotion. When you feel truly grateful, fear and scarcity vanish. Try being angry and grateful at the same time. You can't. One emotion dissolves the other. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. Take back the steering wheel. You're not a victim of your feelings. You can reframe pain into learning, fear into focus, and failure into feedback. That is the real power. Mastering your internal world so that no external event can destroy your peace. The strongest people aren't those who feel nothing. They're the ones who feel everything but remain grounded, focused, and in control. Asterisk, have you ever wondered why two people faced with the same situation can respond so differently? One person feels joy while the other suffers. One sees opportunity. The other feels trapped. The answer lies in the invisible framework that governs all our decisions. Our values and rules. Your values are the emotional states you seek to experience most, like love, freedom, success, peace, or growth. They shape your direction, define your purpose, and drive your behavior. But many people never consciously choose their values. Instead, they inherit them from culture, parents, religion, or past pain. When you know what matters most to you, decisions become easier and life becomes meaningful. But values alone aren't enough. You also live by rules, internal definitions for how those values get satisfied. For example, if your highest value is success, but your rule is, I'll only feel successful when everyone approves of me, you've set yourself up for suffering. You've created a value you can't win at. This is where most inner conflict originates. People value happiness, but create rules that make it rare. People want love, but say it only counts if someone says the exact words or behaves a certain way. Unconscious rules create conscious pain. The breakthrough comes when you consciously rewrite your rules. Make your empowering values easy to experience and your disempowering ones harder to trigger. Redesign your inner code to reward growth, honesty, courage, and contribution. Freedom is living by your own values, not someone else's expectations. When you align your values with a purpose greater than yourself and structure your rules to support your joy, you stop reacting and start leading. Asterisk, what you do consistently shapes who you become. Your habits are not just actions, they are declarations of identity. Every small choice is a vote for the kind of person you believe you are. Most people try to change their life with willpower alone. They start strong but fall off quickly because they never change the identity behind the action. They say, I'm trying to eat healthy, instead of declaring, I'm the kind of person who honors my body. See the difference? True. Change is not about doing something different. It's about becoming someone different. Habits are like seeds. Plant the right ones and nurture them daily. They become forests. Start small. A glass of water in the morning, 10 minutes of journaling, 5 minutes of movement. It's not the size of the action. It's the consistency that counts. Here's the key. Associate massive pleasure with the habits you want to build, and intense pain with the habits that sabotage you. The brain always moves toward pleasure and away from pain. Rewire the emotional, meaning, and your habits will shift automatically. Don't wait for motivation. Create a ritual. Habits done at the same time, in the same place, become automatic. Design your environment to make good habits easy and bad ones hard. Remove temptation. Surround yourself with people who reflect the identity you're becoming. Discipline isn't punishment tights devotion to your future self. And when you stumble as everyone does, don't quit. Don't say I failed. Say I'm learning to keep going. Success is not in never falling. It's in rising every time, wiser and more determined. You don't become the best version of yourself in a day, but you decide to become it in a moment and prove it with every choice after that. Asterisk. Nothing ignites the human spirit like a clear, compelling vision. When you have a future that excites you, pulls you, and challenges you, every obstacle becomes fuel. You stop being pushed by pain and start being pulled by purpose. Many people drift through life without vision. They wake up, go to work, scroll through distractions, and repeat the cycle, never realizing they've become wanderers in their own story. But clarity is power. If you don't design your future, someone else will. The future belongs to those who dare to imagine it and work relentlessly to build it. A compelling vision starts with imagination. What would your life look like if you were fully alive, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially? Don't just think of what you want. Think about why you want it. Vision without emotion is a wish. But vision with meaning becomes destiny. Write it down, see it vividly, speak it aloud. Your nervous system responds to repetition and clarity. Make your future real in your mind, and it will begin to unfold in your reality. This is not daydreaming, it's a strategy. High achievers, across history, leaders, artists, entrepreneurs all had one thing in common: a vision so magnetic that it shaped their choices, relationships, and identity. People are not lazy, they simply lack goals that inspire them. We're meant to live with direction. When your future is vivid enough, you'll find a way. You'll work late, wake early, knock down walls, because now you're not chasing survival, you're chasing a calling. Your compelling future isn't found, it's created. One decision, one belief, one vivid dream at a time. Asterisk success isn't a lightning strike, it's a rhythm. It's found in the unseen moments, the small disciplines repeated consistently. Daily rituals are the heartbeat of greatness. What you do every day matters more than what you do occasionally. Morning routines, evening reflections, focus sessions, physical movement. These are not chores. They are your launchpad into transformation. Your life doesn't rise to the level of your goals, it falls to the level of your systems. Design a set of rituals that activate your best self. Begin your day with intention. Move, visualize, breathe. End your day with reflection. What did I learn? What did I grow from? What can I improve? The goal is not perfection, it's momentum. Momentum is the hidden force that makes change effortless. Once you start moving consistently, even in small ways, you enter a new identity. You stop being someone who tries and become someone who executes. Guard your rituals fiercely. Don't negotiate with distractions. The world will always try to steal your attention, but you must protect your energy like gold. Say no to what doesn't serve your highest vision. Discipline is the bridge between intention and results. And remember, rituals should empower you, not imprison you.
Ow.
If something no longer serves your mission, evolve it. Be flexible. Stay aligned. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day, but you do need to move every day. Motion creates emotion. Progress creates passion. One powerful ritual can change the tone of your entire life. Asterisk, there's a frequency you can tune into where everything flows. Where your thoughts are clear, your energy is high, and your actions align with your highest self. This is the peak state, the state of total engagement, full presence, and explosive power. We've all felt glimpses of it. Moments when time slowed down. When you felt unstoppable. When your body, mind, and spirit were firing in sync. The good news? That state isn't reserved for rare miracles. You can create it at will. You don't have to wait for passion, you can summon it. Peak state begins with physical energy. Emotion is created by motion. When you move with power, breathe deeply, stand tall, and command your body, you unlock access to new emotions. Try slumping with shoulders down and feeling motivated. Nearly impossible. But stand like a leader and your mind catches up. Next comes mental clarity. Remove the clutter. Focus on what matters. Ask empowering questions. What can I be grateful for now? What is my next bold move? How can I serve at the highest level today? Then activate your emotional fire. Passion is not found, it's chosen. It's created by living aligned with what lights you up. When your goals match your soul, your energy becomes magnetic. Live fully, love deeply, give fearlessly. That's a peak life. The truth is, most people live in a muted emotional range. They feel just enough to function, but not enough to ignite. But you weren't born for lukewarm living. You were born to feel everything: deep love, wild joy, fierce resolve, peak state. Doesn't mean perfection. It means operating from your highest potential, again and again, until it becomes your norm, all along. The giant was never outside you. It was sleeping inside, waiting for your voice to say, now. This is the final shift, not just waking up once, but choosing to stay awake. Every day, every decision, every breath. You are no longer the same person who began this journey. You've peeled off the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation. What remains is raw power. The moment you commit, the universe begins to move with you. You now understand that change isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle, it's a decision. Made over and over, growth becomes your new baseline. Learning becomes your habit. Service becomes your purpose. And here lies the final lesson. Life is not about you. It's about what you give. All your knowledge, breakthroughs, and strength are not just for personal gain. They are tools to lift others. When you awaken your giant, you become a lighthouse. Others see your fire and remember their own. Your greatest legacy is not what you leave behind. It's who you become while you're here. Lead with love. Speak with courage. Act with urgency. Stop postponing your greatness. There is no someday. There is only now. The giant is awake. Feed it. Honor it. Let it walk with purpose. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present and on fire with intention. The world needs awakened giants more than ever. Giants who build, who forgive, who serve, who lift others up. Let that be you. Let the revolution within you begin.